Hey, you guys, Desmond here,
And LaCresha.
and welcome back to the Unapologetically Honest Show. Today, we are here to discuss Masked Singer. I know, we're switching it up. Masked Singer, Season 7, Episode 1. So overall, LaCresha, what did you think of the singers that were masked?
Oh, Lord. I was confused.
Oh, honey, confusion was set in.
Like,
I'm
very
telling you,
much.
these past 2 seasons, I have been off my game. Season 6 and 7. I didn't know who nobody was except for Todrick Dash. I knew that was him.
Yeah, because his voice is very obvious.
Yeah, him, Tony Braxton, and there was like 2 others that I knew right off the jump. I need to go find my paper, and I could tell y'all that next time. But yes, this one, out of the 5 performers, I don't know who not now one person is.
I have an educated guess.
I have an educated guess on Firefly.
Yes.
But I have like 4 educated guesses writing down because who I thought at first, but then I'm like, oh, it kind of sounds like this person, kind of sounds like that person, kind of sounds like this person. So I got like 4, but there's one I think it is, but I'm not sure if she's lost weight here recently. That's the only thing I don't know because, the Fireflies are, thin right now. So
right. Because there's one person I think it is, and that it's a general consensus because I saw it on TikTok that people think that it's this one person. Mm-hmm. And the only thing that's making me not think it's that one person is because there's not a lot going on up top. But that could just be the outfit.
Well, honey, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get into it. You ready to get into it?
Yes.
Well, let me go ahead and share this here screen. All right. So we start off the episode with Nick Cannon with this Western theme intro. And we find out this year they are broken into 3 teams: the good, the bad, and the cuddly. I thought that was cute, throwing in the cuddly instead of saying the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was looking at these and they were introducing everybody. I'm like, oh, we got some interesting people this year. So I wonder if they're gonna do any wild cards, because in the past they've done wild cards for the past few seasons, which I don't think is fair, but I'm gonna shut up. I wonder if they're going to continue that this year, or maybe not. Maybe 15 is, enough for them.
Right.
To see. So we get Nick Cannon coming out regularly this time, and we get to say hello to our judges, Mr. Robin Thicke.
Yes.
Jenny McCarty.
Yeah.
And John.
Uh-huh.
And Nicole Scherzinger. Look at me saying her name right. I'm so proud.
Look at y'all.
Because I tried to say her name not too long ago, and maybe it did not come out correctly. But I love this judging panel. I'm glad that it stayed this judging panel. Usually with shows that they change up the judging panel, but from season 1 to now, we have had the same judging panel, and I really appreciated that. And honestly, this show made me like Robin Thicke again. Because after the whole blurred line situation and all the things going on with that, I was over it. And then on top of that, how he did his ex-wife.
I mean, he just pulled a Kanye on her.
It's just, it hurt my feelings. I'm like, I don't like you. But I'm not going to lie. The first couple seasons, I'm like, rolling my eyes at Robin. But I can actually say I like Robin again. This show has done a great job rehabbing his career.
Yes.
I might actually listen to a song if he released one.
Lost Without You.
Oh, yes. Back Together is another good one as well. The song he did with Nicki. Yeah, Lost Without You. Great song. But let's get into this. First, we have the Thingamabob. What do you think of this costume? I love it. I remember the introduction. I'm like, okay, I like this outfit. I like this.
It looks like Gremlins.
That part, I think that's why I like it so much. But the Thingamabob sang "Wanted Dead or Alive" by Bon Jovi. What did you think of this performance?
It was good.
Baby, the tone of his voice confused me so much.
Yeah.
Because when he first started singing, I'm like, is that Wanya Morris? But I'm like, he's not that tall. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, ooh, it really sounds like him. And I'm not sure if I just wanted to be him or what.
No, because I don't think that's his body type.
That part. but it was just the voice that really just, and I'm like, he is giving me very Boys to Men right now. He's giving me very Morris right now. And I'm just like, I
See,
know.
I got somebody completely different.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was like I'm thinking it's either. Oh, I don't know why I wrote that man's name as Silk. That's not who I meant. What the heck is Heidi Klum's ex-husband's name? Seal.
Seal's already done the show.
Yes. Okay. See,
now we can't put it past nobody on doing the show twice. It ain't never happened, but you never know.
Right.
Seal has done. Seal was the cheetah on season 4 or 5. I can't remember.
So it was because I was like, it's either Seal or it's Idris Elba.
That would be a shocker if they got Idris. But my thing is, like, his voice is very British when he's talking, and I didn't get that unless he's really putting on that American accent.
You didn't hear the British in the
I didn't hear the British.
I heard it, and that was what made me think, oh, they've got to be European.
Yeah, I didn't hear the British.
I heard it in the few little syllables that they said because when you sing, they're not always going to have that British tone to their voice. Yeah.
Which I find odd, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But when they talk,
still sounds British is Adele. So that really irritates me when I hear her music and I'm like, where'd it go? Because when she sings live, you hear it. When she's singing or talking, that girl's British. But these are the people that the judges thought they were. They thought Thingamabob was James Hetfield, the lead singer of Metallica, Chris Jericho, AEW star, and Terrell Owens, former football star. I feel like this is a melanated person.
Yeah.
I do. If it's not, that'll be a nice shocker. It wouldn't be the first time I was wrong about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I really feel like that there's a black man in there.
Yes, I do too.
It's just who?
Who are you?
Who are you? I am stumped. The clues didn't help me at all.
Oh, that part.
Any clues in his packet? I'm like, where are the clues?
I was like, okay, whoever it is, they're a philanthropist. I got that far.
Goodness.
That was it.
My notes. Hold on. I wrote notes on him. I wrote down possibly from California. Maybe.
Yeah, because there was the Hotel California.
Yeah. I thought maybe a country singer. And then the Eagle is what really made me think. I'm like, okay, do they know the Eagle who is Dr. Drew? Dr. Drew was the Eagle on the show several years ago. So I'm like, do they know Dr. Drew? Do they know Nick Cannon? Because Nick Cannon was the Bulldog last season. So I'm like, do this particular person know Nick Cannon and Dr. Drew? And I'm like, and it was throwing me through a loop. Oh, maybe it's the country singer. He's black. What's that man's name?
Oh, it's right there too.
I know this man's name. Hold on. This thing gonna be mad at me because I'm finna Google black country singer. I am. Black country, baby, there it is. Black country singer. Where are Darius Rucker? Darius
Rucker.
Maybe it's him. I don't know. I'm gonna write that down as a possibility. I'll put on my notes.
You're gonna make me pull out the pen again.
Darius Rucker. I'm gonna put a question mark next to his name. I don't know if he's from California or not. And my thing is the person from California or have they moved to California?
Right.
There could be somebody who lives in California now but didn't live there before. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
But let's move onwards. Up next, we have the Material. First of all, love the outfit. But they sang "Working for the Weekend" by Loverboy. Now, I wasn't familiar with this song, but I really enjoyed it. I was like, okay. Don't laugh at who I thought it was, though.
See, now I know this song. I'm trying to remember why I know it. Oh, I remember it now. I remember it from Zoolander.
Zoolander. See, I didn't watch Zoolander. I know of Zoolander, but I didn't watch it.
But see, the funny thing was like I'm looking at it, like I was looking at the clues,
Uh-huh.
and I was sitting there and I was like, okay. And I saw the star and the hammer, the axe, and I was like, okay, I don't understand. I was like, wait, and then there was the cake, and immediately was like, no, not Duff. And then I saw the gold album, and I was like, okay, maybe it's a comedian. And I thought Joe Coy.
See, what got me was seeing that gold record. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is a singer who has a gold record, but maybe not that popular, or maybe extremely popular. It's just, the sales ain't there. And I thought comedian as well. Throughout the day, I'm like, okay, who's a comedian who can sing and perform? And I thought Jack Black.
No, he's too tall to be Jack Black.
See, I didn't know how tall Jack Black was. So,
like, even though his head stops at the neck.
Yeah. I didn't know who that was. And that was the only person I could think of. And that's who I wrote down. And I'm like, I don't think this is right, but I'm going to go with it. And I was sitting there and I'm like, possibly a Scottish person. But then I'm like, it could be a fake accent, which came to find out it was. But
right. Which makes me second guess who the thingamabob is.
Oh, honey, they do that all the time. Either put on an accent or try to hide their accent so that people don't know who they are. Right.
But yeah, I was sitting there, and when I saw the cake, I was like, okay, it's not Bobby from Cake Boss. I was like, maybe I thought it was I am having the worst brain fart right now.
It's okay, friend.
That other man that always gets angry.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yes.
No. Now that was the one thing that stumped me, because I wrote in my notes cake with a whole bunch of question marks. I never thought a baker. I never thought a chef, because the thing was so funny. I'm like, this has to be a comedian. Maybe this comedian's known for throwing food in their face. You know what I'm saying? Because there was one point where the cake was shoved in old dude's face.
Right, but then I would have thought Gallagher.
So I didn't know. But after the performance, I almost forgot about this. He tripped and knocks his mask off.
Yeah, he was running into everything though.
Yeah, but Nick made a comment like, you really can't see, can you? And my thing is, like, I would have said something like, hey y'all, I can't see in this mask.
Right.
Like, can we do something about this? Can we like lower the eyeballs or something so I can see?
Well, I'm pretty sure what it is, because like I said, his head is in the neck of the dog.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there's too much fur in the way of the mesh.
Yeah, I can see that. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
They needed to thin that out just a little bit.
This is the first time somebody's mask fell off. Now, we had somebody just take their mask off after they were singing. They're like, I'm done with this. Floop. I'm like, oh, snap, okay.
They didn't want to be on the show anymore.
Maybe. But yeah, I was like, oh wait, is this like for real? I'm like, this ain't for real, is it? And everybody's like, turn around. I'm like, oh my God, this is for real. This is for real. Like, the producers had to come and get the mask back on. It was crazy. This episode overall was crazy.
It was.
I'm sitting here like, what is going on between this and the Firefly? I was like, what are we doing? Is this who we are?
Is this what we doing now?
Is this what we do? Like, oh my goodness. But after the judges sat there, they thought that he could possibly be Mike Myers, Ewan McGregor, or Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which
confused me.
Confused me. I didn't even know who Ewan was, to be real with you. I'm like, who?
You didn't know who Flea was?
No, I knew who Flea was. I knew who Mike Myers was. I didn't know who Ewan was.
You don't know who Ewan McGregor is?
Yeah, I did not know who Ewan McGregor was. And the picture did not help me. I'm like, who's that man? Who is that white man? I don't know him. Sorry to that man. I don't know him.
Well, you don't watch Lord of the Rings.
I do not. Again, when I tell people I've never seen it, they're like, really? You was like, I seem like the type of person who would be really into it.
You seem like the type of person who would be into Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter.
And I have not seen
either one. And
but I do have plans.
I haven't seen Lord of the Rings, but I still know who Ewan McGregor is.
Oh, I do have plans on sitting down and watching all 8 Harry Potter films, just like I have intentions on sitting down and watching the Star Wars films. I'm trying to finish up a few shows before I commit to those movies, but I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it, honey. I am.
Good luck.
But up next, we had the Cyclops.
What Cyclops?
And the Cyclops performed My Sacrifice by Creed.
Sacrifice.
I was like, okay, pulling back a core memory with this song. I'm like, I ain't heard this in a minute.
Right?
I had to go add it to my playlist. I'm like, oh, I used to love this song. Let me get this back on the playlist, honey. Let me get this back on the playlist. Had to go add it. But overall, what did you think of this performance?
Oh my God, it was so good.
It was so good.
It was so good.
But this is the only one I didn't have a guess for. Everybody else I had some form of a guess for.
I
was so confused by the clue.
I had a guess, but I think this person's been on here. I'm pretty sure he was on like the very first season.
Oh, let me know and I'll tell you.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy has been on, but not the first season. I think it was like season 4 or 5. Larry the Cable Guy was on. And it was so funny because every season they're guessing Larry the Cable Guy. And the one time Larry the Cable Guy came, they didn't guess it. I didn't guess it either, so I can't say nothing. Oh my goodness. But yes, I don't have a guess for Cyclops. I have no idea who it is. Not a single soul. The judges thought that Cyclops was William Zabka, Danny McBride, or Rob Dietrich. And I'm like, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think it's Rob Dyrdek.
Dyrdek, that's how you say his name. I just know him from the Robin Big Show and from
may Big rest in peace.
Oh, Big rest in and also rest in peace to Tracy Braxton. That hurt my heart this morning.
Oh, yeah.
That hurt. And for those who know me, know one of my favorite songs is DWLY by Tracy Braxton. Like I done played it for this one many of times. And that hurt me. I had to go listen to the song in her memory. I had to. Oh, that hurt me. I'm like, oh, Tracy. And I always related to Tracy because, you know, she was like the black sheep of the group. And I feel like I'm the black sheep of my family. And I always related to her emotions because I love Braxton Family Values. I love that show. And
right.
I always related to her. And that hurt my spirit. I didn't even know she had cancer. I think they kept it quiet, but still, you know, rest in peace. And our love is out to the Braxton family. Yes. Back to this. Yeah, I have no idea who this person is. None.
Not a clue.
Up next was supposed to be Firefly.
Supposed to be.
Firefly.
She got up there.
Ain't Nobody by Shaka Khan. But it sounded like she got kind of choked up.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the costume.
Like, I think she started choking on her saliva. I really think that's what happened. Like, it's just, she just went down and started coughing. I thought they were going to take her mask off. I'm like, oh my God, no. Because just from the 2 seconds I was listening, I was living. From just the 2 seconds. And I had an idea.
So naturally.
Like, I had an idea too from the jump. I'm like, is that? But we're going to talk about it more, you know, when we actually talk about her performance. But yes, even Ken had to go up and, you know, help her. And I really thought they were going to take her mask off right here. And I'm like, what are they doing? What is going on? Do not take this person's mask off, or at least, you know, cut the lights out so nobody can see her or something. Get this woman to the back. Get her some help. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was scared for a minute.
I was worried. I'm like, Lord, is this person having a heart attack? What's going on?
But I can only imagine how heavy those costumes are.
Maybe. And this is the first time we've ever seen something like this happening with the costumes. And I'm like, oh.
And the bigger, better. Did you test them out first?
That part. But after the break, Nick Cannon says that Firefly was taken to the back and is being examined by the medical staff, and we'll give an update on Firefly later. Mm-hmm. But the show must go on. So we brought out the Ram.
Yes.
And the Ram sang I Want You to Want Me by Cheap Trick. Another song I forgot about. When he started singing,
things I hate about you.
That. Yes, ma'am. When he started singing it, I'm like, another song I had to add to the playlist. I'm like, I forgot about these great songs. And I thought he did a great job.
He did. Whoever he is.
Great job. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. It's very clear this man is a football player.
Yes.
And I think from the piggy bank and putting a quarter into the piggy bank, it's a quarterback.
He's a quarterback.
Tell me why I Googled who is the quarterback for the Rams. And therefore, that is my guess, Matthew Stafford. Which is the same guess Ken had. Ken was the same way. He's like, it's the Ram quarterback, Matthew Stafford. And I'm like, I did the same.
That would be too obvious.
You never know, okay?
God, hell, it could be.
I'm just gonna Google who the Rams quarterback is, and I looked at his height. I'm like, yeah, he looks about 6'3". Mm-hmm, yep, that's him. That sure is him. And I wrote his name down. I'm like, Matthew Stafford.
I just put some football player.
Oh my God. But he did a great job.
Yes.
And then they thought he was Jim Harbaugh, Matthew Stafford, and Peyton Manning. I don't think it's Peyton Manning.
I don't think it's Peyton Manning.
I don't think it's Peyton. It might be that Jim guy. Because, yeah, it might be. And, he stands like a football player, too. When he was standing next to Nick, I'm like, oh, that's a football player standing next to
I saw it, too.
I'm like,
I saw it when he walked out.
That is a football play. It's something about football players. They have this certain stance. Because I catch myself in it from time to time. I'm like, Desmond, we ain't played football that long. Why are we still standing like that? Yes, it's just, yeah, I think it's him just because, Rams quarterback. I Googled. It said Matthew Stafford. Therefore, it's Matthew Stafford. And watch it be Matthew Stafford. And I'm going to laugh in your face. I'm going to be like, ha, I was right.
I'm glad we're not taking bets on this one.
Oh my goodness. But now let's talk about the Firefly's performance. After the break, Nick announced that the Firefly is going to perform. And she performed Ain't Nobody by Shaka Khan. A beautiful, broken down ballad version of the song. I never knew I needed this version. Now, this is...
I'm going to need you to record this.
That part. Now, this is the only one I had guesses.
Yes.
I was writing names down like crazy. Wait, before I give my first thought, who was your first thought for the Firefly?
So, like, when I was sitting there and I was watching the clues, and I was like, oh, Tyler Perry, da 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 da. And I was like, okay, I gotta think who sings, who's working with Tyler Perry. And I was like, well, Pepsi Riley is not famous enough in the secular world to be on here. So it had to.
They had a freaking person who's famous for playing video games on here. They can have anybody.
Ooh, okay. But then again, that's not Cheryl Pepsi Riley's style either. And then I was like, it could be Kelly Price. But I don't think she's lost that much weight.
I was thinking, I'm like, Kelly Price has done a cover to Ain't Nobody, because those who don't know, Bringing Down the House is one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah. And Kelly actually makes a cameo singing the song in the movie.
Post weight loss surgery.
So, did Kelly have the weight loss surgery?
Yeah, because you see how big them arms are and how little she is. That was post weight loss.
Okay.
Well, I'm assuming she had weight loss surgery.
Yeah. So like I'm very familiar, and plus what's the song? As We Lay? Oh, Kelly.
Yes.
Oh,
so
I'm not even sleeping with somebody's husband, and I love that song.
So ironically enough, I had a little bit of a spoiler because like I said, I saw the Firefly on TikTok and I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to watch this.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we think it's Tiana Taylor. We think it's Tiana Taylor. And I was like, I don't know. And I listened to it. I was like, that sounds more like Monica. But the Tyler Perry kind of threw me off. So I went to Raji, then Tiana, and Monica.
Bitch, that's Tiana Taylor.
But I think it's Tiana Taylor.
Oh my, you said it and it clicked in my head. That is Tiana Taylor. Oh my God. How did I not know that? I listen to Rose in Harlem like almost every day. Oh my, I really think I'm writing that down.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Tiana, added to this long list of names. Tiana Taylor. Okay, so
because she did the funeral one.
Yeah, bye me. Let me tell you my thought process. From the 2 seconds we heard the first time, I'm like, that's Cheryl Pepsi Riley. That's the first name I wrote. I'm like, that's Cheryl. It sure is. I wrote that down. And then
I'm glad our thought process was the same.
And then we went back and I'm like, okay, maybe it's not Cheryl. I'm like, maybe Taraji. We know Taraji can hold a tune. But as she was singing, I'm like, oh, she's singing. And I'm like, maybe Demetra, the one who plays Janine on House of Pain. She also done the Meet the Browns play. I know she can sing. I was like, okay. And then towards the end, I was getting some Jasmine Sullivan vibes, when really I should have been getting some Tiana Taylor vibes.
Yes, because Jasmine Sullivan's not that little yet.
Oh yeah, and that's what made me mark her off my list. I'm like, no, she's lost some weight, but she's not that little, and she got chesticles.
Yes, and that's kind of what's throwing me off, is because Tiana Taylor got some chesticles too, but they don't look like it in this costume.
She don't really have big chesticles, friend.
She do. For her body size, they're not like.
I'm thinking about that Kanye video where she was just getting it, all that dance. I don't remember her having big chesticles. I'm going to have to go watch it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said Tiana. Oh my God, it's Tiana Taylor. That is Tiana freaking Taylor. But yeah.
Because I have noticed that she has disappeared from my Instagram feed.
And there's another name I wrote down, but I have no idea what it is, and I'm trying to figure it out. I have no idea what name that is. Maybe no idea. But dang it, you said Tiana Taylor, honey. You said Tiana Taylor. I think it's Tiana Taylor now.
I think it's Tiana Taylor.
Wow. Because
the height is right. The voice is right. The body type
the
is
body
right.
type too.
Yes. I don't know where they got Alicia Keys from.
Pie. Hold on. We're going to go to it. Hold on. Bloop. They thought it could have been Alicia Keys, Aisha Tyler, or Monica. Monica is the right body type. Alicia Keys is the right body type. But come on now. We know Alicia Keys' voice.
Right. It's very distinctive.
And Aisha Tyler, I heard she can sing, but I've never heard her sing. So I'm like, okay, it could possibly be her, but I'm like, Tyler Perry, okay, I can get that if that's where you're gonna go. But with the Tyler Perry clue, I am on the Tiana Taylor bandwagon now. I'm stamping my ticket that it's Tiana Taylor. And I feel dumb for not knowing that.
For not picking that up.
We're not picking that up. And baby, TikTok, don't you give me no videos on Masked Singer. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I'm talking to my phone.
I didn't even say nothing about Masked Singer and it popped up.
Don't you do it. Because my phone has a habit of me saying it. Next thing you know, I'm getting TikToks about it. Mr. FBI person that's watching me here and here. I don't want it on my TikTok. Okay? But yeah, I that's Tiana. So afterwards, our 5 competitors from the night are back on the stage, and everybody gets to vote on who their favorite performance was. I'm gonna ask you, whose performance was your favorite?
Firefly does.
Firefly, hands down. I will say the Cyclops was a close second.
It's a close second.
Cyclops was a close second, but
and then after that was the Ram.
Yeah.
And then the Monster.
Yeah.
And then at the very bottom was Mr. Duff.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as I saw the lineup, I'm like, oh yeah, McTerrier's going home. And I'm like, good, I find out who the hell this is.
Yeah.
Anyway, they get the votes, and then Nick announces that the McTerrier will be unmasking tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And the fit was hilarious. I'm like, you better stay in character. You stay in character. I loved it. I love this. And Nick had to pet him to calm him down. I loved it. I loved it.
How much did that hurt?
That part. So here are the guesses that the judges made. Robin Thicke thought it was Flea. Jenny McCartney thought it was, Jeff Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Jeong thought it was Mike Myers. And
he thinks it's Mike Myers every season.
And Nicole Scherzinger thought it was Ewan McGregor. But we found out it really was Duff
Goldman.
I had no idea it was him. And I'm so mad at myself because you know how much I love the Food Network.
Yeah.
You know how much I love the Food Network, and that man is all over the Food Network.
He very much is.
All over that channel. And when he took that mask off, I'm like, how dare I not know him? How dare I not know it was him? How dare I? How dare I? And
He has a little beanie on his head. That beanie's cute.
I've been wanting somebody from the Food Network on this damn show for the longest, because I think it was season 3, the Christmas tree. You couldn't tell me that wasn't Trisha Yearwood, but it wasn't. It was somebody else. But still, I thought it was Trisha Yearwood. And I've been wanting somebody from that damn Food Network forever, and I finally get it, and I couldn't guess it was Duff. I am flabbergasted. And I didn't even know he could sing, so that was a nice, a nice little plus. I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's cute.
You can kind of sort of sing, yeah.
So cute. But yes, it was Duff Goldman, honey. And I wonder which singers we're going to get next week. That's the interesting part. I'm excited. Now, I got to check to make sure that we didn't get a new episode. No, because we would have got, never mind, I would have saw it because I watched it today. So
yeah,
I would have saw
it. Would have immediately went into that next episode.
Yeah, I would have
instead of going to a million little things.
Premiere and do one Wednesday and Thursday night. So now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it's Saturday, and I only saw one episode. But yeah, so far the Firefly is the one to beat, in my opinion.
Yep.
But something about it's one of them. I forget who it is. I'm like, that looks like a legend. She looks like a legend. I forget which mask it was. Let me go back up and see if I can remember the name by looking at the pictures. Here we go. The Lemur. I think the Lemur is a legend. She moved like a legend. If it's not a legend, well, it's not a legend. But I think the Lemur is a legend.
Like, who would it be?
Who knows? They pulled out some pretty impressive legends, and they always have one every year. They always have one. One year they had 2. One year they had Shaka Khan and Patti LaBelle on the same season. Was it the same season? Yeah, I think it was the same season. There was one season where there was 2 legends. Anyway, but that is our show. We want to thank you so much for watching. LaCresha, where can they find you on social medias?
They can find me at Cresha McGill. That's CRESHAMCGILL on all social media.
And you can find me on my social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDSMOND. Thank you for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see y'all soon. Y'all be good.